We're in this part of our lives where we're starting to think about retirement and where we want to be and what we want out of it. And a new home is part of that. And that's what brought us to look at quality homes and all of the options available to us right now. And there's a lot.
We explored many existing homes.
A lot of existing homes.
A lot of existing homes. And we found that we couldn't find what we were looking for in the price range that we wanted to spend. So we started looking at buying vacant land, bringing in a contractor for a site-built home, and we pursued that. And we looked at the costs and the process of building a site-built home.
Even though they gave us a plan, we still would have wanted some changes done and some alterations. We have no idea when that would have been ready.
So that's one of the big challenges of building remotely.
There were just way too many questions.
So when we reached out to Quality Homes and we talked about some of the modifications we could make to the wood stock, which is the model we chose. And the best part was we could break down the modifications and the alterations, and she priced each individual item out for us so we could select what we wanted to change with that model.
Yeah.
Right? So we knew exactly what those cathedral ceilings were going to cost. We knew exactly what that covered deck on the back was going to cost. We have a guaranteed price from Quality Homes and be confident that we were going to get the home of our dreams. We like the idea of the house being built in a factory where it's dry, it's climate controlled.
They're also built to much better standards environmentally. They're more efficient. So we can have an efficient home without having to go off-grid. So that's really important to us, to be able to live like that without feeling like we have to sacrifice anything.
So far what we've done is we've acquired our property. We had Rick from Quality Homes come and visit and assess the property, the accessibility for Quality Homes. We had our excavation company manager come and visit, and we've had the well drilled, and we've had the ground cleared. So we're down to bedrock, and we got a vacant lot sitting waiting for Quality Homes to put a foundation in and give us a beautiful home. Today we're very excited.
Yeah.
So today's the day that we pick all the finishings, from the floors to the handle, the doorknobs, to the exterior features of the home. We have an idea of what we want, but we're still open to a lot of great ideas or suggestions from Quality Homes.
It's been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Today's a very exciting day for us. We're so excited to take this tour and see our house in production.
Yes, we are so ready to go see it.
We've been through the factory tour before, so we know the process of Quality Homes and how they build within the factory. We took the tour probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah, during the factory tour, there's no one actually working.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see them actually doing the stuff.
Yeah, it was an open house we came through. So
Yeah.
It was a Saturday. There was nobody in the factory actually working. So it'll be interesting to see how many people they have to put on the job to get it each stage ready for the next move to manufacturing.
When you're looking at a plan, you see a room, but you don't really get a concept of how the space actually feels, and I'm excited to just get a real idea of the space.
Okay, oh yeah, perfect. We've added this whole front foyer. We've added all of this space. This is awesome. Very nice.
I love that door.
It's the right size. It's perfect. the drywall off of that corner there, is that to marry the two
That's right.
modules together? So they'd be bolted together through those walls there?
That's correct.
And look how they built that, Carol. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 studs. That's how I would
I know,
build it.
it's like you build.
I normally get made fun of when I put studs together like that.
It's still a little bit of a puzzle because of it being in module in 2 separate pieces, but it's coming along quite nicely. Still don't want to leave it.
No. We're counting the days and they're going quick, which is good.
And there are lots of milestones, so it feels like a train really gathering speed because it's just milestone after milestone now.
This is awesome.
It's always interesting and exciting seeing that every job site presents its own challenges. Every house has its own unique aspects that make every set as exciting as the first. From the time we arrive to site till all the units are set, it's usually about 4 or 5 hours on site to get the units set. And then usually we would try and come back the next day and finish bolting units together.
Shrink wrapping is an awesome idea. We love the idea of these modules coming to our site, being totally enclosed, waterproof.
And it keeps it a secret from everyone else too. The shrink wrap is like a present being wrapped. Our house is being wrapped like a present. Watching the roof get raised and all the other things as they're unwrapping the house and getting it ready for the lift reminds me of how amazing and smart and efficient the whole process is. And it's a fascinating process. You gotta come and watch it when your house is being built.
I was amazed by the engineering, not only from the factory side of it, but right to the setup before they place the house. It's fascinating to see how well they engineer the job to do it safely, but in a time-effective way. It happened so quickly. You know, we almost missed it. If you would have blinked it, you would have missed it. And it was incredible to watch how smoothly the crane lifted the module up and brought it over and placed it down so smoothly and gently. We're very excited to see the completion of the house. As you can see, it's a little unfinished at this stage. We still need a garage. We're standing in the garage right now. We need a site-built garage. We need a site-built front porch. We need a site-built back deck. It'll be interesting to watch over the next few weeks the process to complete our home.
Walking into the house for the first time, even though it's not quite finished, was completely emotional. I feel like I'm at home already, and it's not even done yet. Living here now is even better than we imagined.
We bought the land in 2021. I think even before we owned the land, we were at Quality Homes talking to Diane about our vision. And 2 years later, here we are, living in our home. Welcome to our Quality Home.
Come on in and take a look around. This is our front foyer. We've added about 4 feet to it, which allowed us to get the front door in the foyer area. and it allows us space to build a nice bench so we can put our shoes on and off when we get old. It's been a lot of fun settling in not only to the inside of the house but to the outside of the house, getting to know the lay of the land, the lighting, the creatures. I've had deer at my doorstep, and to have the opportunity to be so close to nature and build a home in the heart of it. And this is our open concept living space. We added the vaulted ceilings and the windows along the wall.
The overall process was excellent. We really appreciated the hug guarantee timeline for when the house would be placed and when the house would be livable for us, when we'd have occupancy. That was a big feature for us. You know, the guarantee and price was good, but that date was more critical than anything else for us.
One thing I really liked about the process was the guided handoff from one of the quality homes professionals to the next one, whether it was from the salesperson to the permits person to our site manager. All of the handoffs were nice and smooth, and we knew what was coming next.
And we have to thank Peter, our site manager, for being so patient with us.
And he answered every question that we had about how this was working, how that works, what happens next. He answered everything. He was so responsive. He really took care of us. This is the kitchen. This is one of my favorite spots in the home, even though I don't cook a lot. The only thing that we've changed is adding drawers where some of the cupboards used to be. Like this island is all drawers, and the drawers beside the oven. It's a perfect working space for company over there and me over here.
We were very impressed with the standard choices, you know, through Quality Homes. You know, we didn't have to upgrade everything. The selection of the standard features or the standard finishings that they offered was better than what we would have purchased at a big box store. You know, we didn't have to spend a lot of extra money, right, to get the house that we wanted.
It's funny when you're in your personal selection day and you're making all the choices from samples and things. It's really neat to see that it really looked how you imagined in the end. It's perfect. One thing every home needs is a little bit of extra storage space for the kitchen, and we've got it built in right here. This is what was added when we stretched the home a little bit. It gives us space for a freezer, which is really important living in the woods in winter, and tons of shelf space. We did have a pre-delivery inspection. It was kind of fun, actually, going through every single nook and cranny of the place.
On that day when we were here with Peter and he walked us through the house to show us the ins and the outs of the house, as we're walking along, we would point out very small, little tiny imperfections. And as we were going, he had two guys following us. By the time we walked around, it's, oh, you fixed that already? Oh, you fixed that already? By the end of the tour, we had very little to put on our list.
Getting the keys to our home after the pre-delivery inspection, it was a little bit surreal. Everyone left, the place was quiet and empty except for the two of us, and we just sort of stared at each other and said, we're here, this is ours now. It was such a bizarre feeling because we were in our dream. One of the best parts of having a quality home build is that the house is done. It's looked after. We can get on with our landscaping and getting on with our lives.
My best piece of advice for a potential quality home buyer is to start with a list of essential things that you need within your home. We selected the wood stock, and it checked off 90% of the boxes for us, right? There was a couple little features that weren't quite exactly how we wanted it. So we approached Diane, our sales consultant, and asked her, you know, what would be the implications of adding, you know, a vaulted ceiling in the great room, or adding 100 square feet by extending the length of the house.
and we were so impressed with the pricing of each modification. We were actually surprised by how reasonably priced they were, that we went through with every modification we asked for. So not only we check off all the essential boxes, but we also got the other boxes checked.
I know it's difficult to dream up a house plan from nothing, but Quality Homes has so many plans, and they're so easy to work with to get those changes made to really make it your own. This is one of our favorite spots to come in the afternoon, sit under our custom covered back deck. We can watch the birds, have a beverage, and just relax and let the day unwind.
The cool thing about the front porch, the suggested roof line that the Woodstock has for the optional front porch, we went to Diane and we said, let's do something different. Let's put a peak over that roof. And even though this is a modular home and they're building hundreds of these houses, right? There's probably, I don't know how many Woodstocks they've built over the time in Ontario, but we know ours is custom. Ours is different than any other house in Ontario because we added that feature.
In the mornings, I get up pretty early and I can look outside, and because it's peaked, I can see the sky. So I get to see the stars in the morning or the full moon like today. And even in the afternoon when we get home from work, we'll grab a coffee or a water and just sit on the front porch and just watch nothing out in our front yard. Every time I try to think about what my favorite part of the home is, I'll say this open concept vaulted ceiling, and then I'll walk into another room and no, that's my favorite thing, and then I'll walk into another room and no, that's my favorite thing.
And then, you walk outside and you're on the covered porch.
And that's my favorite thing.
Yeah.